Pete's Pigskin Previews spotlighting 80 area high schools from 6-man to 6A as we get ready for the high school football season. Pete's Pigskin Previews are brought to you by Wayland Baptist University and Raider Pump and Supply.
Remind us how Motley County finished up last year.
You know, we finished up with one of the lesser records actually that we've had here in the past 17 years, but probably the most impressive little group of young kids that we've had since I've been here. We were extremely blessed with what we had and how they worked and how they turned out in the end, but we replaced everybody from that last year's group that played in a state title previous to that. So by the end of the season, you know, we had them playing good. The kids had bought in really hard in their positions and learned it and just did an exceptional job for us. And we ended up beating one of our district teams and getting ourselves in the playoffs that last ball game of district. And then, of course, losing to eventual state champion Benjamin was a tough way out, losing that first round. It's been a lot of years since we've been beaten the first round. But we're so proud of our kids, what we've built here and the program that we've got. Just excited, you know, again, real excited for that last year's group, but we get to build off of that, you know, because they were all young and you know, with a year under their belt, we're going to be that much better.
How many starters are back offense, defense?
You know, we lose one, you know, from last year. So a big difference from the previous year. You know, we lost every one of them. We lose our center, you know, from last year. And then, you know, we'll have 5 and 5 back and 5 and 6 back, I'm sorry. And so we're excited, you know, we're excited about this year and real excited for our young kids. You know, we had a big 8th grade class come up. We're going to end up getting to have a JV football team this year, and it's been a while since we've had that. We're looking at about 25 kids, so we're pretty excited about the future of what these guys have again.
Well, all these kids have gone through this tornado deal. Will there be a message in there as you get set to battle in this football season? You know,
I think it is, and you know, and that's definitely going to help the town. I think it's helped the community. I've seen people that have posted stuff on Facebook that it was a tragedy, you know, that it's happened and what all it's destroyed, but it's mended relationships with people that may have burnt bridges with each other for a long time. And it's bad that something like that has to happen, but I think there's going to be a lot of togetherness for this year, you know, from this little community, and the bond will just be stronger and stronger here is what I expect.
What do you think the strength of this year's team is going to be?
You know, I think just having some numbers and our program athletes in our numbers too. You know, kids that have been through everything that we've done, and you can just plug them in. You know, we're not going to reinvent the wheel by anything that we do. You know, we'll do what we do, and I think that's what helps.
Talk about your non-district schedule.
You know, last year we ended up playing Ira right off the bat. That was a pretty tough ball game to get right off the bat with a brand new football team out there, and you know, we played Crowell and Knox City and Spur, and picked up Cress, and then we played Bowie Goldberg before we entered district with Jayton and Patton Springs and Ashburmont. And Ashburmont, you know, they had one of the better teams we felt like last year, you know, going into the last ball game of the year here and athletically. And, you know, I think that they'd be the same way again this next year. Even though they lost some kids, I think they've got some good numbers down there. And Jayton's always good. You know, that guy's pretty special to me over at Jayton, Coach Stanley. He's one of the better ones out there. You know, and not just a coach, but just having him as that kind of a friend. He come over here and he checked on us over here the night the tornado blew everything away. So, you know, and Guthrie, you know, those guys are always in there to compete and to get after it as well.
What do you think the goals are this year for Motley County?
You know, I think that, you know, our goals are like they always are every year. We want to compete in our non-district, you know, football schedule and really get these guys out there against some good talent and some good physical football teams and really up our level of play where our speed execution, you know, is faster than who we play in district and or as good. And then, you know, we want to win our district, and then we want to get in the playoffs and see what we can do in the playoffs. You know, that's something we want to try to do over here every year, and we're directed in that way now. It's time to play some football.
And Coach, just, you know, there are so many coaches who move around every year, especially in the smaller schools. I mean, what does it say that you've been here 18 years?
Well, I think a lot of people probably, Pete, they just learned to just absorb the way we do things, and it may not have been perfect all the time whenever we first started this, and it was pretty hardcore to get something changed and get people's mindsets back on what it used to be years ago here. And I'm blessed that these guys all bought in every year, and new generations of kids, coming through and everything, and everybody talks about how much harder it is to coach them, and man, coaches are moving everywhere all the time. When you establish something solid and there's expectations for kids, those kids reach those expectations, and the parents are right there with them too. We've got the best support from our parents of any place in the state of Texas.
I know the motto for this team for years has been all in, and I guess now the community, you've seen that with everything you guys have had to deal with.
Yeah, it's it couldn't, that's that kind of saying goes with everything. This community is so much all in together. I mean, I saw things that everybody saw it. It was just lots of help from a lot of people, and they made things happen.